Anointed Warriors. What's up, spiritual family? And welcome back to Mount Fitness MBS Ministry, where I am your host, Brother Minister Mongoose. Let me start just by first welcoming you guys back to the channel and thanking you guys for all the love, all of the support, all of the words of encouragement. It really, really does. Keeps me fueled. It keeps me energized, motivated, and all of that good stuff. So know that you guys are his instrument to help me, to assist me, to nourish me. And please don't take that lightly, because in turn, I am his instrument to do the same to you guys. These messages, the heartfelt love and research and all of those things that go into me presenting you these messages, it's designed to nourish you, to encourage you, to inspire you, to motivate you, to challenge you, and to help you reach your own next level of God-given potential. This is at the crux of what we call good old-fashioned fellowship. So I do value you guys. You guys are extremely important to me. And I encourage you guys to reach out to the ministry. Remember, the email link is always in the description. If you're interested in services, if you have any follow-up questions, any specific prayers that you want, reach out to the ministry. Oh, and by the way, there's a few days left in this year for which I'm asking you guys to take advantage, if the Holy Spirit moves you to do so, take advantage of the zero strings attached, totally free, zero strings attached, consultation and evaluation. The services that are provided by this ministry, of course, there's the good old-fashioned motivation and inspiration, all that good stuff, as well as the actual apex of the services provided by this ministry. What's at the core of this ministry is experiential philosophy for the mind, ISSA certified fitness training for the body, and clean-hearted spiritual teachings and practices for the spirit and for the soul. So take advantage. Go ahead, hit that link down there with the email. Reserve yourself a free consultation and evaluation in either or all of those areas and services. So that's what I got for you guys, and I want to take a second to preference today's message by letting you guys know, that today's message, it's not, and I can say this is true for all of the messages, but given where today's message is centered, it's important that you realize it's not set forth to make you feel good. You need to know that if it makes you feel good, then that's a byproduct. This message is put forth because it's actually true to those of you who know that you carry this thing that we call the light, the Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, awareness, whatever it is that you want to call it. If you know that you carry that, then this message is for you. And if it makes you feel good, if this message makes you feel good, then so be it. But it's being put forth because it's actually true. Today's message is important for you to also know that it's not supposition. It's not conjecture. It's not hyperbole. It's truth. And the truth is that there is something within you, that's upon you, that's operating in and around your life and always has been, whether you had awakened to it or not. This energy that we call the Holy Spirit, again, whatever you want to refer to it as being, it's what the ancient philosophers, the ancient mystics, the shamans, the spiritual gurus, the enlightened ones that predate religion or modern religion and predate even what's considered to be ancient religion, before it was all written down. This power in you, those ancient cultures, people, religions, various belief systems, they refer to it as being magical. They refer to it as being a magical power, a magical essence about you. And the fact of the matter is, regardless of what you classify it as, regardless of how you term it, it's true. There's this magical power about you. Your very essence is magical. It's the very reason why you've gone through so many challenges, why you've made so many mistakes, why you, to one extent or the other, in various ways or another, you've always been considered the oddball, the misfit. People looked at you, you were a puzzle, you were an enigma. You've never really stood amongst the crowd. You've always stood out in the crowd. It's because of this magical power, this magical spirit that has always guided you, that's always protected you, that's always shielded you, that's always prospered you. And so in spite of all the mistakes, the challenges, the hardships, the blunders, the poor choices, the betrayal that you've had to endure by friends and family and loved ones, this magical power is the reason why you're still standing, why you haven't surrendered your soul, why you haven't fallen into despair and hopelessness that unfortunately the overwhelming majority of people across the planet nowadays, they have. This magical power, that's not something that you could buy. It's not something that you could work for. It's not something that you could earn. It's not something that you could ever lose. It's not something that could ever be taken away from you. It's not even something that you could ever give away in terms of walking away from it. I don't care how you live your life. You could take this magical power, this spiritual thing, whatever you want to call it, and you could put it in a box and put that box inside of a box and then put that box inside of a closet and then chain the closet up and bolt the doors down and go out there into the world and engage in worldly activities and ignore and forget about that box. It's still yours. It's still with you. And no matter where you go, no matter what kind of indulgences you are partaking in, everyone that comes across you is going to know that you have that power. You have that magical, what the old timers will call it. You have that it factor. I don't care if you're shredded down to the bone and your diet is perfect and your finances are through the roof and you got high education, or I don't care if you're 350 pounds overweight. Your diet is not what you would want it to be. Your finances are not what you would want them to be. It's still your power. It's still in you. The people that come around you, whether they understand it Whether they know it or not, they know that there's something about you, something that sets you apart, something that intrigues and inspires and fascinates them to the point to where they need to figure out what it is about you. They need to spend time with you. They need to, in some cases, deceive you. They need to try to rob you of that power. And sometimes, again, they may not even know why. A moth may not fully understand why it's attracted to the flame. A bumblebee may not fully understand why it has this irresistible urge to go pollinate in the plants. This is that magical power that's in you. The powers that be have always known that you have this power. They've always known that you were born with this power, with this magical essence, this magical spirit. And just like the three wise men that knew exactly when and where the new king that we most commonly refer to as Christ, the Magi knew when and where he was going to be born. Some of the ancient texts believe the three men that we refer to as the Magi in the Bible, the ancients believed that they were priests, high priest, spiritually enlightened individual who based on their spiritual insight, their knowledge, and their familiarity with, astral alignments, the alignment of the stars, the spiritual seasons, that informed them, hey, there's a king that's being born on this day in this location. And we want to pay homage. We want to go celebrate the newborn king. Just like they knew back then, there were ways for people to know when those who carry the light, those who carry this magical power would be born. The ability to familiarize oneself with it, the ability to have the knowledge of when and where these magical beings would be born, it's grown, it's evolved. If they were able to do it way back then, and they were, then just like planting crops, just like automotives, just like building structures and houses, just like that has continued to grow and evolve and increase and improve over so many hundreds of years, so has their ability to know where these magical human beings, these so rare, so unique individuals would be born. And so they've always known about you. The powers of darkness have always set their sights on you to send you down the wrong path, to introduce you with false beliefs, false narratives, to send people in your lives to misguide you, to mislead you, to hold you back, to introduce you into all kinds of things that would do everything except cause you to awaken to who you really are. A lot of you guys out there, if you think back on your past, and even if some of you, if you think on your present situation and circumstances, you realize that, hey man, right when I was making this move to go to Job Corps, to further my education and go to college, to walk away from gangs and drugs, right when I was making that choice, this girl showed up. And for whatever reason, you felt like you vibed with them, they was inspiring, whatever. They led you down a wrong path, or they caused you to maintain a path that you previously had committed yourself to giving up. Oftentimes it was in your college dorm that you met some of these people. You were walking a straight and narrow path, just a hunky-go-lory, happy person. But you ended up with this roommate who was strung out on drugs, who was into prostitution, gang banging, whatever the case may be. These were not coincidences. The enemy, just like the fall in the garden, the enemy has always sought to thwart God's plan and God's anointed ones. And it's all because you carry this magical power. You have to know that. And some of you guys, this is a new season of knowing. You're walking in more confidence, more humbleness, more tolerance, more bravery. You seem to be putting in more time researching and studying, being more introspective, being more compassionate. This is a new season of your awakening and a new season for you to look back on your life and realize it's this magical essence that's in you, can't be stripped away from you. You can't lose it. And trust me, that is not an excuse for you to say, well, hey, I got this magical essence. I'm going to always be blessed. Well, that's a get out of jail free card. Now I can go finish being a prostitute, a drug addict, gang member, racist, whatever. No, it's not an excuse for that. Once the knowledge is made known to you, then you are held accountable. And even though you can never lose that light, and that light can never be taken away from you, you can never give it away, doesn't mean that he won't hold you accountable in certain areas of your life or in all parameters of your life. So it doesn't mean that. It means that now that you're aware, you have to take on the responsibility. Now, what do I do with this knowledge? How do I harness it? How do I apply it? How do I challenge it? How do I nourish it and grow it through this thing that we call God? Because he didn't give you this magical power just for you to have and just for you to become aware of it, but then don't do anything with it. If you like some information, some advice, some experiential-based philosophical views and perspectives on how you can nourish this light, what's best for you individually, because even though we all carry this light, it's just like we all have fingerprints, but they're all uniquely different. So based on your beliefs, what your challenges are, what your mistakes were, your current situations, your current circumstances, what you're hoping and praying for, what you're believing for, based on that, this ministry is anointed to help you, through him, come up with a curriculum, a protocol on how to achieve those things, becoming more aware of the fact that you do carry this magical power, and that's why when you walk in the room, all eyes are on you. They always have been. You shift the spiritual atmosphere. Why your wife, your husband, betrayed you, why there's so many challenges, why you keep overcoming these challenges. If you'd like some information on that, again, click that link in the description. Schedule yourself an initial consultation and evaluation. But if you don't know, then you don't know. If a king doesn't know that he is a king, then he's not really a king. And the same thing goes for a queen, of course. If she doesn't know that she's really a queen, like there is truly royal blood running through your veins as a queen or a king, if you don't know that, then how could you ever truly be that? I'll close by telling a story about the lions that they raised in captivity from birth. And all they did was feed them and nourish them and bathe them and all this different stuff. When they put the lion out in the wild, the lion was essentially afraid of a bunny rabbit, a monkey, a gazelle, any and everything that the lion had rightful authority over, but the lion never became aware of the fact that he was a lion. So you have to know this, guys. And sometimes it's just good old-fashioned reflection, good old-fashioned prayer and meditation, good old-fashioned fellowship, and he'll reveal it to you. You know what? This magical power is in you. It's always been there for you. It's the reason why you've been challenged. It's the reason why you made mistakes, and it's the reason why you continue to overcome them. This is the reason why you continue to have hope and love and compassion and boldness and fearness and confidence and faith and humbleness. This is the reason why you still have these things, and you go out into society, some of you in your own household, and you realize that most people don't have these things. They have them on a surface level, but you're able to discern that that's all it is. It's surface level. And furthermore, you realize that not only do most people not have these things, most people are offended by these things. These are keys and clues that he has given you to help you awaken to the fact that the magic in you, it's real. It's real. So, regardless of your situations, what the doctor said, how much weight you have to lose, your spousal betrayals, your finances, whatever it is, once you know that you know that you know that you know that that magic in you is real, then those things can't hold you back anymore. In fact, you look forward to the challenge of those things because you come empowered and emboldened to, okay, how do I take this knowledge of this magic in me and how do I channel it and apply it to get out of the financial binds, to get out of the toxic relationship, to lose the weight, to have the faith to leave the city and relocate, to take my hard-earned finances that may be all that you have and invest it in something that he has been moving you to invest in. How do you pull it all off? This ministry is here to help you do just that. So again, I want to thank all you guys for tuning in. If you're not familiar with my story, as I glorify him by putting forth this story, and as I also seek to inspire and motivate you guys to keep right on going and realize that nothing can stop you if you don't stop for nothing. Those are the purposes for which he has ordered me to put out this testimony. So I was born into poverty, surrounded with gangs, drugs, all those different things, crime. At the age of 11, at the age of 9, I ran away from home and got involved in drugs and crime and all that stuff. So at the age of 9, I started that. I went on. I was a severely addicted drug abuser, a gang member, a criminal. I was homeless. I was obese. I was clinically diagnosed. I was diagnosed with clinical depression and anxiety. I've endured domestic violence and domestic abuse. My criminal incarcerations from a juvenile standpoint was from the age of 11 through the age of 16 with 3 separate sentences through that time period. That was immediately followed by 4 separate sentences in the adult Department of Corrections with all kinds of violent crimes, the worst kind of crimes that you can imagine from a violent standpoint, except crimes that involved any kind of sexual crimes or murder, any other violent crime, guns, gun usage, you name it, including blue-collar crimes as well. I've probably 100% chance that I've done them all. He has redeemed me, which to a point to where I know that this magical power is within me. I know that if your heart is in the right place, then you are receiving nourishment from these words, from this ministry, because he brought this ministry into being, not me. So over a quarter century ago, pretty much a quarter century ago, he delivered me from all of that. I thank him every single day. He's led me to go on to become an all-natural professional bodybuilder, a certified fitness trainer, the founder of my own fitness training company, and the founder of this ministry. So can't nobody tell me that he's not real. And let this be a reminder of your own testimony and all the trials and tribulations, whether they was of this kind or this magnitude, or whether they were of a different kind and a seemingly less magnitude. They were struggles, they were trials, they were hardships. Nevertheless, and you know that you only made it through because of him. Let this story remind you, let it re-energize you to press in to the magical power that's in you, that's always been in you, and always will be in you. So I love you all. I'm very grateful to you all, and I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Please give back to this ministry. If this ministry is providing you with fruitful benefits, then please give back to this ministry. You can do so by accepting my invitation to subscribe to the channel if you aren't already subscribed, and by hitting both the share button and the thumbs up button. When you hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel, and when you leave comments and all that good stuff too, then you help grow this ministry by way of the YouTube algorithm, making this ministry available to help even more people. And when you hit that share button, you also help this ministry help other people, because you've taken a message that was fruitful and beneficial to you. You've paid that message forward, which means you've planted a seed, and he has promised you an abundant reward for every seed that's a good seed, taken from your heart, planted into a good ground. He's promised you that you will receive an abundant harvest, shaken down, pressed together, and running over. So if it's a word of encouragement, if it's subscribing to the channel, hitting the share, doing all that good stuff, you are receiving a harvest. Receive it by faith. And if you would like to receive a financial harvest, then please plant a financial seed into this ministry to help me continue to spend more time researching, in observation, in prayer, in meditation, in study, spending more time doing those type of things so that I can bring you and others great, inspiring, enlightening, and sometimes very challenging messages. That's the purpose of this ministry. And when you make a monetary donation, you help me spend more time to be able to do just that. Remember, no amount of financial donation is too small. I thank you, I love you, and I release your return in the spiritual realm. It's already on the way back to you. Receive that by faith. Hey, I love you guys. Please visit the physical fitness branch of the ministry located at mountfitnessmbs.com to get a little bit of information and insight as it relates to my experience and my expertise in physical fitness training, diet, nutrition, and all of that good stuff. Look for the email link down in the description. If you have any questions, if you're interested in services, that's how you get in contact with this ministry. I love you all. Again, I thank you all so very much, and so deeply, sincerely. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next one. Remember to always be smart, be sharp, be strong, and be safe. Be happy, be healthy, be humble, and always be courageous. Also, please remember, guys, that ultimately in life, there's only two different paths. One path leads to blissful ignorance. The other path leads to meaning, purpose, and fulfillment in your life. The selection between those two choices for your life, the choice is in your hands. So please, choose wise. I love you guys. I'll see you in the next one. I am Brother Minister Mongoose, and I will holler back. Peace.